Hey there friends and viewers, welcome back to another Pokemon Scarlet and Violet ranked battle video. Today we're going to be doing something a little bit different with our Sandstorm team, and we're bringing in Necrozma, Dusk main Necrozma, the one that is fused with Solgaleo. There's my spec for him. It's a little bit different, and we're going to be trying to pair him with Perrserker today so that we can get some one-hit KOs on that Sunsteel Strike. Maybe it'd be a little bit exciting. But also, we've been running into, since Regulation J launched, we've been running into a lot of the Dark Rye, Dark Void spamming comps. And in fact, all but one of my losses so far is to Dark Rye spam, because this is the first regulation in Scarlet and Violet where you're allowed to bring mythical Pokemon. As you can see, I have been losing in doubles. Two of those losses is because of Darkrai spam. So I did bring Thundurus with Terrain Extender as a response because I'm tired of that. You know, it's like one of, if not the most cheesy strats in the game. And losing to it is very frustrating. So hopefully Thundurus with his Terrain Extender can prevent that from happening any further. But you can see that our opponent Owen is not bringing Darkrai. He is instead bringing Arceus. And there's no way of knowing what type Arceus is going to be because he can always bring a different plate. So let's just open based on what his other Pokemon are doing. It looks to me like a Tailwind setup comp. So he's got the Flutter Mane, he's got the Whimsicott, he's got the Raichu. These are all very fast Pokemon. So I'm pretty sure that's what he's going to be doing. He's going to be going for an opener that sets up Tailwind, and we want to stop that from happening. So let's open with Perrserker Necrozma. Now Glizzcore is our own Tailwind setter. We could bring him to try to outspeed his team, but I mean, come on, really? Look at that team. Look how fast he is. We're not going to try it. So we're going to send in Tyranitar to get some Sandstorm control here. And Thundurus, I think he can sit this one out as well. So we'll also bring that Tera Rock Lugia, a very fun spec I've been experimenting with. I just love Lugia, but putting him in a Sandstorm team is like, who thought of this? You know? I did. And so far, it's not like really blowing me away with how viable it is, but it is working a little bit, at least at the rank that I'm stuck at. So I'm going to keep trying it out. Okay, so here we have Whimsicott, a prankster user with Tailwind. So we're going to go ahead and let him get that off. If we don't use Fake Out, well, if we do use Fake Out, we can postpone it. I think it'll work. Now, just Perrserker being present here is going to boost the damage of our Sunsteel Strike by 50%. It's way more than enough to one-hit KO that Flutter Mane. So he probably saw that and withdrew. So I maybe shouldn't have used the Sunsteel Strike. Incineroar is going to resist. Also, that Intimidate is going to lower my attack damage. This is everybody's favorite Pokemon, Incineroar. It appears that he did read my opening play because maybe he baited it. Maybe he just saw, oh, okay, he's here to counter my Tailwind. So yeah, we just got red right there, basically. Now, what is the next move? We get a nice bit of chunk off. Ooh. That is more than just a nice bit of chunk. Holy cow, that was a lot of damage. Okay, now we can expect to see the Tailwind. So we're going to go ahead and protect on Perrserker, and then we can try to get off the Trick Room here, but we're probably going to be taking a Flare Blitz from the Incineroar. Because we are Steel type, we don't want to get destroyed by that. So we could just go Tera, Psychic, Trick Room, and then pretty much nullify his Tailwind if he is in fact using the Tailwind here. Now, using that terrestrialization on Necrozma is not something I really want to do because it means he's going to take Sandstorm Chip when I bring in Tyranitar, but it's better than me getting 70% of my health chunked right now by this Flare Blitz. So we're probably just going to absorb the Flare Blitz. It's not going to do a lot of damage. Incineroar is going to take some. And we're going to Trick Room and block his Tailwind, essentially. Okay, now that we have the Trick Room priority, we could go for the KO on Incineroar. But he's probably going to Parting Shot or withdraw here. So I'm not married to either one of these Pokemon staying in right now, but it would be nice to get off an Iron Head and maybe a Sunsteel Strike and take out Whimsicott. But I think we're going to do it the other way around, because Sunsteel Strike with this Steely Spirit boost is definitely going to KO the Whimsicott in one hit, and the Iron Head will probably KO the Incineroar if he stays in. So there we go. Iron Head does KO the Incineroar, and that's a big blow to him. He really should have gotten him out of there, and it appears that he kept Whimsicott in as well. So even with my one stage attack debuff, this should KO. Goodness gracious, this move deals a lot of damage. I'm beginning to think we're onto something here. Now, this Tera Psychic wasn't part of the plan. I actually didn't even think about terrestrialization on Necrozma, but it is working okay. What's really working out is the Steely Spirit bonus attack damage here. Now, we're going... God, this guy's whole team is shiny. We're going up against Zamazenta and Fluttermane. So while we have the Trick Room, he can't swap out Fluttermane anymore. He could protect. We could go for a Helping Hand with Perrserker, but I'm just worried that he's going to block. He's going to protect the Fluttermane, which would be the wise choice. What if we Photon Geyser Zamazenta instead? I doubt he's going to protect on Zamazenta. He did not actually protect on the Fluttermane, so we could have just one-hit KO'd Fluttermane with Sunsteel Strike. I was honestly expecting him to do that. Ouch, that's going to hurt. Thankfully, we have Focus Sash. Yeah, so now I'm a little bit worried. I'm a little bit worried about the Zamazenta because he's a scary Pokemon. We still have Trick Room. Maybe he doesn't have Protect on Fluttermane. So let's just go and see if we can get a flinch off on Zamazenta. And let's pray to the Poke Gods. Let's pray to Arceus. He doesn't have Protect. And it appears that he does not have Protect on Fluttermane. So yeah, that's going to be a one-hit KO. We're still down one stage of attack boost. But with the Steely Spirit, it does not matter. So we could have done that last turn and Perrserker wouldn't have gotten nailed like that. That's alright though, because Perrserker has definitely paid off for us. I don't know if those Sunsteel Strikes would have one-hit KO'd if not for his presence. Okay, now we have remaining... which Tyranitar is not a good matchup for Zamazenta at all. But Lugia is not bad. Lugia has very high defense. We've got leftovers, we've got multi-scale, and I don't think Zamazenta has an ice attack or a rock attack or an electric attack. He might have a dark attack, he might have crunch, but we're not too worried about it. Calm Mind isn't going to help us a whole lot. We're still going to move first. I think we'll just protect on Necrozma. He's probably going to go for that KO. Now, what was I saying about Calm Mind? Is Calm Mind going to help us? It's going to raise our special defense, which Zamazenta's not really interested in. He does use Heavy Slam. Okay, not a very wise choice. We do have the multi-scale active, so it blocked half of the damage, but even if it didn't, it's not a lot of damage to be concerned about. Though we did kind of waste our Necrozma's move right there. We could go for a Trick Room again, or we just go for a Photon Geyser. You know, if he targets... Okay, he quit. Yeah, that was GG. He didn't really have any options left with the Zamazenta right there. I would say that this match was hard carried by Perrserker and Steely Spirit on the Dusk main Necrozma. Sunsteel Strike, 100% base damage, brought up to 150 with the Steely Strike and 100% accuracy. Very nice little combo that those two had. So maybe we go a little bit further with the Necrozma spec. I didn't have a good answer to the Zamazenta, but by that time, it was pretty much GG. I gotta say, I was expecting to protect on that Flutter Mane. It would have made a lot. It would have kept him in that match. And there we go again with those stats. You can see why Zamazenta was problematic for us. Lugia didn't get to shine with the Tera Rock, but you know, I like bringing the Lugia with the Tera Rock option, and Tyranitar, we wanted to keep him away from that body press, even though he is carrying the weakness policy. Alright, so I want to thank you guys for watching. Give us a thumbs up if you enjoyed the video, subscribe for more, and we'll see you in the next upload. Bye bye.